Top 5 luxury watches in the world. People have been making watches that are more than just useful timepieces. Rather, they are also intricate works of art. This practice has been going on for ages. Additionally, they stand as a representation of wealth, elegance, and social standing. These watches are frequently crafted with precious metals, diamonds, and other uncommon and priceless elements. As a result, not only are they incredibly beautiful, but they also have astronomical price tags. You'll get an inside look at 5 of the most expensive timepieces in the world right here. Number 5. The Rolex Daytona, which belonged to Paul Newman, sold for $17.8 million. The Rolex Daytona is not only one of the most expensive, but also one of the most recognizable watches in the world. It is also one of the most expensive. One of the most well-known timepieces in the world is a Rolex Daytona that formerly belonged to Paul Newman and is known as the Paul Newman watch. The watch has an unusual dial layout that is now commonly referred to as the Paul Newman dial, and it is embellished with a lot of diamonds, which increases the watch's value even further. Watches are more than only practical timepieces. They are works of art that are designed to highlight luxury and status in their wearers. The timepieces that were just described are some of the rarest and priciest in the entire world, and each one has its one-of-a-kind characteristics and style. Because they are crafted from precious metals, diamonds, and other uncommon materials, they are more than just an accessory. Rather, they are a symbol of riches and distinction due to the materials that are used to manufacture them. Number 4. The Jacob & Co. Billionaire watch is priced at $18 million. Floyd Mayweather, a former professional boxer, has never been one to hide his passion for flashy jewelry. Even on Instagram, he discusses the stuff he buys and where he gets it. There are a great number of people found out about his most recent acquisition. The Billionaire Diamond Tourbillon watch, which retails for $18 million and is made by Jacob & Co. Jacob Arabo, in collaboration with Flavio Briatore and the Billionaire Lifestyle CRO organization, designed the one-of-a-kind watch known as the Billionaire timepiece, which was debuted to the rest of the world for the very first time in 2015 at the event known as Baselworld. The Billionaire is an extraordinarily opulent timepiece that is studded with emerald-cut diamonds weighing the total of 260 carats. The diamonds, which are mounted in the shape of an upside-down pyramid, shine brighter than ever thanks to the daring cut. The watch's entire band and case are made of white gold plated in 18-karat gold and are adorned with diamonds. Some of the stones weigh as much as 3 carats each. The Billionaire watch has a skeletonized movement that is fitted with a tourbillon escapement and a rectangular case and dial. When the watch is worn on the wrist, the tourbillon escapement is in constant motion. When the watch is worn in particular ways on the wrist, the tourbillon helps to ensure that accurate timekeeping is maintained by compensating for the effects of gravity on the watch. The JCM09 movement features a total of 167 components and has a power reserve that is good for 72 hours. Number 3. Breguet Grande Complication Marie Antoinette, $30 million. A historical character such as Marie Antoinette exemplifies everything vain about the old world. Marie Antoinette is synonymous with extravagance because of what we know about her, yet at the same time, she is regarded as a figure of style and grace. The grand complication Marie Antoinette created by Breguet is emblematic of the royalty that ruled during that era, and the history of the watch is evidence of all of this. This is a watch that has been around for more than a century, yet its history stretches back to a time before this incredible clock was created. 1775 was the year that Breguet first began producing major timepieces, and not too long after Abraham Louis Breguet launched his shop, the watchmaker received an unprecedented order for one watch. Breguet asserts that the order was placed in 1783 by a supporter of Marie Antoinette personally. This mysterious admirer had the intention of bestowing upon the queen a one-of-a-kind timepiece crafted by Breguet. There were a lot of standards that needed to be met for the watch. It had to have been the best product that the company had ever produced at any point in time. The admirer stipulated that the watch must contain the maximum amount of gold feasible, going so far as to demand the mechanisms to be constructed of gold as well. The watch worn by the queen had no choice but to be of the highest possible caliber. There were no restrictions at all on the amount that could be spent. Number 2. The Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime, which can be purchased for $31 million. 7 years and more than 100,000 hours were committed by the company in the creation of the timepiece, which features Patek's first Grande Sonnerie, French for grand strike, and automatically strikes the hour and quarter hour every 15 minutes. It comes with a minute repeater that can chime the hours, quarters, and minutes on demand, as well as a petite sonnerie that automatically chimes the hours and quarters without repeating the hours at each quarter. The watch is equipped with modern chiming complexities in addition to these conventional striking functions. These modern chiming complications include a patented alarm that chimes the alarm time like a minute repeater and a patented date repeater that chimes the date on demand. Both of these chiming complications are patented. The Grandmaster chime is protected by no fewer than 6 patents, one of which is for the mechanism that enables you to quickly swivel and lock the engraved double-face casing. This enables the wearer to select which of the 2 dials they would like to highlight when the watch is being worn. The one-of-a-kind model made of stainless steel has a rose gold, also known as salmon, dial that bears the inscription, "The Only One," as well as an ebony black dial that features an instantaneous perpetual calendar with a 4-digit year display. Number 1. The Graf Diamonds Hallucination, which is valued at $55 million. Graf Diamonds made its debut at Baselworld earlier this year, and at first sight, it was impossible to see anything about their performance that was particularly hesitant. The interior design team located in Monaco that works for Graf was responsible for creating the appearance of a Graf boutique within the 503 square meter booth that is elevated on a single level. The booth was certainly extremely attractive with walnut wall paneling and bronze feature showcases. Nevertheless, it was the treasure that was contained there that caused a state that was virtually identical to dreaming. The feeling of being in an alternate dimension was probably brought on by one extremely pricey quartz watch. This watch, the Graf Diamonds Hallucination, has a price tag of $55 million. $55 million. And is without a doubt the most expensive watch that has ever been made. The enormous value is due to the inclusion of 110 carats worth of extremely rare and extremely large colored diamonds within a bracelet made of platinum. Rare diamond hues include fancy vivid yellow, fancy intense pink, fancy intense blue, fancy light pink, fancy light gray blue, fancy intense blue, fancy green, and fancy orange. Other rare diamond colors include fancy light pink, fancy intense blue, and fancy light gray blue. In addition, a wide variety of cuts are utilized, including but not limited to round, marquise, emerald, radiant, and heart shapes, among others. Because the Graf Diamonds Hallucination watch contains such a diverse collection of rare diamonds, I have provided specific information about their hues and cuts. Where does the timepiece aspect come into all of this? Well, if you look closely, you can make out the tiny quartz dial, framed by pink diamonds, delicately displaying uber-accurate time. No need for a power reserve or automatic winding. This baby keeps on ticking for months on end. The Graf Diamonds Hallucination is perfect for the ladies, or one very lucky lady, whose net worth will suddenly escalate in leaps and bounds. The idea of making this pricey piece of hot horology came from Lawrence Graf, the chairman of Graf Diamonds. After all, no one else on the lower rungs of the company ladder could even conceive of a $55 million timepiece without a raised eyebrow or 2. Do you like it? Kindly give your valuable response in our comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting and informative videos.